So I think this car just got out for me. It just don't want to go. Now I'm gonna put it this way before I even go any further. The head gasket's fixed, no issue. It's just the small stuff, the setbacks that really gets on my nerves. And I don't know what y'all probably think. Like, man, I hopefully I don't edit my life well enough to where y'all think I'm like some sort of like godsend or some sort of perfect guy that know how to fix everything that I've just happened to be filming. You know, the stars just have aligned this year, and I managed to fix all the vehicles I got my hands on. But let me tell you something, just the small stuff like this. I've never had the housing crack on a bleeder valve on a Honda. I'm not saying that they can't. I just never had it happen. And tonight it had to happen. Not only did it catch a little fire a while ago. See that? Because I told you about the EGR having a gasket leak, and then a damn thing when I go to spray to clean all the oil off and start up, and it was a big fire. Not only that happened, but it stripped those. I repaired those. And then something stupid, simple like this. Got the thermostat in there, no problem. Go to crack the line and traditionally get the air out, do it the right way. And then I use my trusted foot-long 3/8 drive Pittsburgh ratchet with a 12mm socket. And I've never had this. Let me put it this way. I've rounded these heads off well before the housing would have ever cracked. That's what's mind-boggling. And I just went righty-tighty and do my little 1/8 and pop. I already knew what the deal was. And then it I hate you so bad. And if anybody want to swap bad days, because I'm on a roll here. Let me put it this way: if losing was a win, I would be winning every day. I tell you what, y'all gonna hang out with me tomorrow, because we're gonna go to LKQ and we're gonna go grab a housing. Luckily, it's like accessible. All I gotta do is take the air intake hose off, take the hose clamp. I'm gonna pack my bag tonight actually. So I need some 90-degree pliers, 10mm, 12mm, and maybe a flathead and a Phillip. So I gotta bring Phillip with me, and we're gonna fill up on some intake hose. So me and Phillip gonna be filling on some hose, and we're gonna get a thermostat housing. This is ridiculous, man. Just stay down here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Find what I need here. Shouldn't take long to grab. I'm gonna get the camera propped up and then get this taken out. So it's only, I can take those 2 bolts off and then the 2 12s on the side. Try the hood prime it out with this. You gotta forgive me because I'm awkwardly quiet. I mean, I want this car going, and you know, it doesn't help that when you go to LKQ, they want to charge for every little small thing. Yeah, I get it. Trust me. It's just like, man, the hose is attached. The little small hose here was attached to the thermostat housing. Well, we gotta charge you $4 for that. And I'm like, what? $1? And it's like, you go to O'Reilly's, brand new hose, freaking $1.12 a foot. Shoot. Man, you know what? Then I didn't have the tool to take off the fan switch. So I just left the housing. I already got the housing. I'm using a 12 point. This is so amateur of me. All right, back at square one of finalizing this repair. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit. Get the air out. There it goes, trickling a little bit. Hell, I use the driver, put it back. Snug it. Small turn. Bam. That's it. I'm gonna show y'all something y'all haven't been seeing. I got 61 miles driven on it now, and I've done several flushes. And at one point it did get very discouraging. Let me show you something. So at one point it got very discouraging. I mean, this is what the fluid looks like now. And it looked so bad at one point. I was like really considering. I mean, I didn't fix the issue, but when I had to think, like, when this clogged up, I'm only able to flush from here typically on over because of the hose orientation. And I had to take in consideration everything that was up in here, at the bottom, and the fins lightly got dislodged. So this is what it's looking like now. I'm gonna try one more flush and see how it responds to that. I'm just trying to get the fluid as clear as possible. I did use Purple Power on this last one, drove it, it's about 15 miles, 10 to 15 miles. I'm gonna drain this here in the pan, show you what they look like, and put my mixture in there, drive it another 10 miles, and then hopefully that should look a lot better than what's in here. Because the biggest thing is there's nothing sitting on the side. Let's drain this petcock. I'm glad they put it in a very accessible spot. I'm just gonna let this do its thing. This stuff is hot. Let's be patient, let it work. Here's what it looks like on the inside. I don't like that. I'm still seeing just a little bit, but it's not sticking on the side, so that's a little reassuring. I just hope that this next one is a lot better than this one. Here's what our radiator hose look like on the inside. So that's coming out a lot better. If I can focus on that. Less residual lingering around. Still a little bit in there. So let me put this back, put the petcock back down there, then we'll put our Purple Power solution in it. This is the water I pulled out. And I mean, it is brown looking, but it's not as clumpy as it was before, but maybe it's because of the Purple Power being in there. So I left the petcock out and just threw some water in there until it came out clean. Now I'm gonna put the Purple Power in it. See, about a good 4 ounces this will do. A little more than that. It's probably a little more than 4 ounces. Then I'll throw water in it. and just fill it up. Pretty much just get the air out like any other occasion. Replace the cap and drive it, and then we'll check the next about 10 miles to see what it looks like. I feel a little bit more purple power on the top and added more water in there, so I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Now I ain't gonna lie, I did get a little desperate. Do not waste your money on this stuff. This stuff was like, looked like water, and it didn't make any promises of being a degreaser or anything and removing the oil. It was just saying radiator flush. This was $9 to $10 for this. The price of this, I bought a whole gallon of that, and I got a lot more flushes out of purple power, even though it's gonna be frowned upon. And this works a lot better. I've been letting it run for a little bit, but there's no more residue on the cap. This is the fluid. I'm gonna let it run for about a few more minutes, and then take it on a test drive. But this purple power is actually working. I'm not disappointed at all. I know it's not designed for it, but Purple Power should actually probably make their own coolant flush. That's what they should do. And yeah, you're welcome, Purple Power. But being that they have like a really good reputation, I don't see why they can't implement something that's good at cutting through grease in the cooling system. I mean, it's a beautiful logo. It works extremely well. You see how good it's looking now. Y'all saw how it looked before. I don't see why we just can't put in our cooling system and they can sell this stuff. But then again, you see me use it. It's working perfectly fine. Water pumping, everything's fine. It's cleaning the system out very well. Let me get this final test drive in because I feel really good now. I really think the old oil was lodged in these corners. That Purple Power got moving around, got real hot, broke all that stuff down, and it's moving. So we're good. We're in good shape. Yeah, this has got to be the definition of insanity. Because I mean, I've flushed it 4-5 times a day, and it's still accumulating oil. You know, I think I need to cut my losses because I think, I was wrong. It was fine until it wasn't. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe the radiators housing some of the residual oil, and I can't imagine all of that just sitting down in there. Let's see if I can. This don't look that bad. This looks clean. If I take the camera and go in there. I mean, those fins are clean in there. I don't see where it could be a problem. I even put the camera and, look down on the side of it. We look down there and there's nothing there. Let's stick it in the block, look inside of here. So, seemed to be happening here. The reason why it didn't show itself yesterday when I did the video was because there likely wasn't any thermal expansion. Even though I let it run and it got hot, well, the coolant was flowing freely, and what it meters may be different from what's in a concentrated area. So the thermostat is around 180 degrees, but it needs to, maybe in other areas, maybe 212 or something. And that is a weak link to where the cracks start to expand, and wherever the place is that's causing the leak, oil is going to just leak out. That's the only logical thing I can come up with. I flushed this multiple times, and look, there's a little bit right there. I just left the hose off and just kept pouring water in there. There's no reason this should not be clean. No reason, but right now it's still throwing oil in the cooling system. So what I'm thinking, I got a couple options. I can take the engine oil out, put transmission fluid in there, and see if it's still red. I mean, if it goes red, then obviously it's a leak somewhere in the block, because the head's different. This shouldn't. The head gasket's new. The only logical thing is what I was thinking about earlier, where the oil is being introduced into the block, where it begins to pressurize. Something happened, and if you remember, if that portion over there was cracked, ain't no telling what else. Like, ain't no telling. How did that get cracked? Something catastrophic happened with this motor. I can probably try putting a heavier weight oil in it, taking gutting the thermostat, and see if it'll, minimize it for the time being. But I mean, the block technically is trash right now, unfortunately. I mean, I hate that I did all that work for no reason, but don't know. I'm not going to know where about in the block is compromised until I pull this block down and do some sort of pressure test. But it's definitely going to be in the block. I've flushed this multiple times, and the last time the fluid looked pretty tainted. I can guarantee you the same thing's gonna happen. It'll surge, and then it'll have an episode where it'll start just pushing out oil, and it's incremental, but collectively over time it's going to get very bad. Just like the situation is very bad. I'm not gonna claim to be the smartest guy in the world, but unfortunately it was a 50-50 chance. What are the odds of it being down below when typically heads crack, head gaskets go bad? You just typically don't have anything happen in the block. And I do trust the machine shop that they pressure tested this head, redid it. But in a way, the melted plug boots inside the chamber, who's to say this head isn't cracked? Who's to say they didn't have anything error happen on their end? Oh boy, I'll tell you, when it rains it pours. Only thing I can do is put a heavier weight oil in there and see if it slows down. Change the temperature thermostat, because it's a 2000 vehicle. We don't have emissions for this particular year. Like I said, the car drives phenomenal. It's just this, and I hate to have to think of other ways at the moment, but the only other thing to do is just to throw a whole nother motor in there or get a block and reuse the head. But either way, it's gonna have to be. This block's gonna have to come out. Damn. So I don't know what to say, man. The only thing I can tell you is this was done out of curiosity, and unfortunately, they say curiosity killed the cat, and I'm not going to keep fleshing this out because I'm literally like the definition of insanity right now. It's dark outside. Like, I've been driving it. I got almost 100 miles on this motor, and I flushed it 5 times between that, and it's still doing the same thing. I really never had a Honda block screw up, so that's why I felt pretty good about the head gasket replacement. But this vehicle have it out for me. Evidently it had it out for the previous owner, and is currently got it out for me. So I took someone's bad omen. Like, I took that responsibility on, and I totally bit myself in the ass right now. I'm kind of like just kind of leaned over on the car now, just looking at it like, damn, I got myself in some shit, because I sure did. And it happens. I just don't want to leave everybody hanging, saying that it's fixed, and you be in this same situation that I am in. What I will say, because I'm just going to conclude this whole thing with this particular car, I'm pretty sure it's kind of getting old, because I think it's like the 4th part. If it do come back, because lightly is probably I like this car. I mean, it drives very well. It's a very reliable vehicle. If I do get it, if I do have formulate some sort of short term temporary fix, I'll update. But let me try changing the oil with something heavier, because I gotta let the customer know what's going on, and let me try a few things and see if I can sedate what's going on in case somebody else go through this. So I am going to gut the thermostat to keep the coolant flowing, and I am going to change the way of the oil to something thicker like 2050 or something like that, because the block's trash. It's just technically it's just trash right now. That's all it is. This is just experimentation at this point. Not we. I tried 50% thing, and it was 100% wrong. So let me pop this oil out, pop this other thermostat out, see what happens. Man, I tell you, this ain't been the greatest of days and weeks. So I mean, it just keep extending. Slow down trend. I haven't had anything bad happen all year. Car wise, this is the first one that has really got to me. Now, I'm not the strongest guy when it comes to mechanical things, and rightfully so in this particular case. I really strongly feel as though I was justified in a head gasket replacement. I don't know who in their right mind wouldn't have felt justified, but being that this was a rare case, rare situation, it with a strange correlation with a common problem, who wouldn't be justified in replacing the head gasket? I feel as though I'm the unsuspecting victim that got a problem that doesn't have a concrete diagnosis or a concrete visual representation of what is happening. And I feel obligated and responsible to at least owe y'all that, because I could have been that guy on the internet and make myself be like, oh, I'm the greatest, and just not told y'all. I could have said, you know what, I'm gonna let them think that I fixed it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that kind of guy. What I'm going to do for you, because it's still just doing this, and I've literally have been messing with this for 10 hours. I'm the epitome of the definition of insanity. I've been doing the same thing, expecting different result, and it's still doing the same thing. It's not bad. I mean, I've driven this 100 miles. It drives amazingly. The power's great. It runs really good. Y'all heard it run. It's just this. It continuously spits oil out. It's not in the head. It's going to be in the block. And I owe you enough to be able to show you that is physically in the block. With that said, I'm going to have to give you a dedicated, updated video for this particular car in the future, and I will make you got my promise. Now that's going to happen. And the plan, I have a motor, because I'm taking a big L on this. Regardless, I'm the one who rebuilt all this stuff. I'm the one who spent money out of my labor to do this. And at the end of the day, the customer is getting more from this than I am, because at the end of because from a finalized cost, well, it's going to equate to just buying a motor and popping the motor in there. In a way, certain things will be fulfilled. This will get the heart transplant that it needs. I will get fulfillment with my curiosity as far as what's actually taking place. And y'all will be able to see everything transpire. So y'all will be aware of everything that I've been through. And maybe somebody that's a lot smarter than me will be like, you know what, Brad did this. I'm going to go do this because that didn't work for him. And it's going to benefit somebody. So I got to look at it from an optimistic aspect, because right now I can't help but to be pessimistic. I just want to shut this hood and just go to sleep. Wake up and try it again tomorrow. But I do need to work on some other things, because this thing has really been eating me financially, because I could have been working on other stuff. Anyway, I digress. So I owe you that. I'm going to construct a device, pressure test the block. add, maybe I can get something to add about 100 psi. It's going to be in the block. No other place. It's going to be in the block. So I did try a few other things. I put some engine restore in there. I said, let me see if it'll help, because I don't know how big the crack is, but if it stops, I've changed the viscosity of the oil to a 1540 Rotella and put some 2 cans of the 6-cylinder engine restore, because I was curious to see if it will actually stop, because they have like little small grit in there to help restore the compression. But it's not a micro size fracture wherever it is. It's not micro. It's not micro size. And yeah, it didn't do anything. This is the end result. Still doing the same thing. So I was just trying to see if I can exercise some curiosity. So here's a good thing. One of my customers actually have this motor, but it's not a VTEC. It's still 2.3, so it's going to have a little bit less compression, so I can take this cylinder head and transfer everything over to the other block, because I need a block. His motor works. He just wrecked his car. I can take his block, since his is non-VTEC. It's a F23A5, and this is the F23A1. So it's going to be a difference in compression, but this is just the daily driver. This girl don't need a lot of power. She just need to press the accelerator and need to move. It's going to work perfectly fine, trust me. So that's the plan. I'm gonna get a motor from him, a block, pull this motor, rebuild the other one, throw that chunk in here, flush everything, call it a day. Y'all can get the video substance. I can get this out of my hair, and everybody can go their separate ways, and this car can get out of my life. It was begging for a heart transplant. Since they put it on a piece of paper that it actually had a heart transplant, like a motor, and it never did. It just legitimately needs it. And I feel as though, even though this is the long road, this is more of a well-informed road. We're going to be a little bit smarter at the end of the day. And this is just practice for me, even though I've done a lot of these motors. This is just practice. Extracting and replacing a motor. So, hey, if anything happened, I'm good for updating, because this is a hard video to make, man. I'm too manly to cry right now for just the sake of just inconveniences. I just, like, my body's like, nope, you suck it up. You'll go through and get over it and keep on going. And I get over it. But this is, I don't like for inconveniences like this to happen. I don't like inconveniences to happen for the customer. I don't even know a lot of you people who watch my videos personally. I never seen y'all face. Y'all could be bots for all I know, but I do know people who send real money, which is real people. And but I can't let those people down either. So I have to. I gotta give the real version of me that I would give you if you were to know me face to face, and that's the transparency aspect. So I do it in relationships. I do it with people that I meet on the street. I do it with, customers, people I meet on the street, relationships. It always happens. I'm going to be 100% transparent. I'm consistent. So I have nothing to hide. I just got to put my humility aside and if you take shots at me, I feel as though you're rightfully so. But if you want to make me happy, you can always put I like a nice racist joke with a nice punchline. I'm not going to sit there and erase anything, but you got black guy jokes stuff. Hey, put them in there. I love reading those. It lightens up my day. If you just kind of block out the harsh words and stuff, and I'll get it. But yeah. Anyway, hey, look, if anything happened, I'll definitely update. Hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, have a rich some work. See you on the next one.